Welcome back to Sportybleather, the Golden Boot. I'm Faisal.
And I'm Jade. And Faisal. Yesterday was absolutely mental. Like, actually mental.
Day 4 of World Cup 2026, and we had 4 games. 4 games. And every single one had something to talk about.
Let's start with the big one. Germany, 7. Curaçao, 1. 7. 1.
Okay, so full credit to Curaçao first, because they scored the first World Cup goal in their nation's entire history. Livano Comenencia put the ball in the net in the 21st minute to make it 1-1. That is a historic moment for that country, and you have to respect it.
Absolutely. And for a few minutes, Curaçao fans around the world must have been absolutely buzzing. 1-1 against Germany at a World Cup. You cannot script that.
But then, Germany just completely turned it on. Felix Nemecha had already scored the opener in the 6th minute. Florian Wirtz with the assist, by the way, looking absolutely razor-sharp. And then, Germany just went into another gear entirely.
Nico Schlotterbeck added the second before half-time. Kai Havertz got a penalty right on the stroke of half-time. And then, it was just carnage in the second half.
Musiala in the 47th, Nathaniel Brown in the 68th, Deniz Undav in the 78th, and then Havertz again in the 88th to complete his brace. 7 goals, Jade. 7.
Germany have sent a message to the entire tournament. Do not mess with this team. Wirtz, Musiala, Havertz, all in the same side. It's terrifying.
And what I love about it is Curaçao had their moment. They equalized. They had their historic goal. And then Germany just reminded everyone exactly where the standard is.
Right. Okay, next up. Group E as well. Ivory Coast 1, Ecuador 0. And this was a completely different type of game.
Completely different. Ecuador were the better side for most of this match. They hit the crossbar twice in the first half. Twice! They could easily have been 2 or 3-0 up by half-time.
And then, Amad Diallo comes on as a sub, 90 minutes on the clock, and puts the ball in the net. 1-0. Game over.
Amad Diallo, who had a decent season at Manchester United, comes off the bench and wins the game for Ivory Coast in stoppage time. Wilfried Singo with the assist. Ecuador will be absolutely devastated.
That is the cruelty of football. You can play the better football, create the better chances, and still go home with nothing. Ecuador will be thinking about those 2 crossbars all night.
Brutal. Right. Netherlands 2, Japan 2. And Faisal, this was apparently the best game of the tournament so far?
Oh, it absolutely was. A quiet first half. And then the second half completely exploded.
So it all happened after the break. Virgil van Dijk headed the Netherlands in front in the 51st minute. Ryan Gravenberch with the cross, Van Dijk arriving to nod it home. Classic Van Dijk.
But Japan hit back almost immediately. Keito Nakamura, who plays for Celtic by the way, equalised in the 57th minute with a low strike from the edge of the box. Lovely finish.
Then, Crescencio Summerville, Leeds United last season, now at West Ham, put the Dutch back in front in the 64th minute with an absolute curler inside the far post. That was a proper goal.
Netherlands fans must have been thinking, that's the 3 points sorted. And then, the 89th minute. Koki Ogawa flicks on a corner and Daichi Kamada redirects it into the net. 2-2. Japan steal a draw in injury time.
Incredible scenes. Japan start their World Cup campaign with a point against one of the tournament favorites. They showed real resilience and quality. Nakamura and Kamada both on the score sheet. Japan are not here to make up the numbers.
And for the Netherlands, it's a frustrating start. They had the lead twice and couldn't hold on. Summerville's goal was brilliant, but they need more from their midfield if they're going to go deep in this tournament.
Right, and then to finish the evening, Sweden 5, Tunisia 1 from Monterrey.
Sweden were absolutely clinical. Yasin Ayari scored twice. Alexander Isak, Newcastle's own, got his name on the scoresheet. Victor Gyökeres continued his brilliant form. And then, Matthias Svanberg came off the bench and scored pretty much straight away.
Tunisia did have their moment. Omar Rakik with a brilliant header to make it 2-1 at halftime, so it was still alive going into the break. But Sweden just turned it on in the second half.
Isak and Gyökeres together is genuinely frightening for defences. Two world-class strikers, and they're both hitting form at the right time.
Sweden look very organized, very dangerous on the counter. Don't sleep on them in Group F.
Jade. Absolutely. Right. That's the results wrapped up. After the break, we're getting into the Monday transfer gossip, and there is a lot going on. Stay with us.
Welcome back. Transfer Monday, and it's a busy one.
Starting with what I think is the biggest story of the morning. Arsenal and Liverpool are both in talks to sign Ayyoub Bouaddi from Lille. 18 years old, central midfield, Moroccan international.
And the reason this has exploded right now is because Bouaddi played for Morocco yesterday against Brazil. Morocco drew 1-1, Vinicius scored a wonder goal, but Bouaddi was all over the highlights. He looked absolutely composed on the biggest stage.
He's been one of League One's standout young players this season, and now he's performed at a World Cup. The bidding war is on. Chelsea and PSG are also monitoring him. Price tag could be at least £60 million.
60 million for an 18-year-old? That's the market we're in now. But if you're Arsenal or Liverpool and you're watching that performance yesterday, you understand why.
I'd take him at Arsenal all day. The creativity, the press resistance, he looks like the complete modern midfielder. And at 18, you're buying the ceiling, not the finished product.
Right. Next one. Manchester City want Jarrad Branthwaite. John Stones is leaving, they need a centre-back, and Branthwaite is the name. Everton want 70 million.
70 million for Branthwaite. Everton have absolutely learned from the market. Last year, he might have gone for 50. World Cup form, City interest, bang, the price goes up.
And honestly, for City, that's not an unreasonable price given the market. He's young, he's English, he's commanding. Makes sense as a Stones replacement.
Next, Jan-Paul van Hecke from Brighton. He's come out and said he'll decide his future after the World Cup. Tottenham have had 2 bids rejected already.
2 bids. Brighton are digging in. And Van Hecke is playing well for the Netherlands. He was on the pitch yesterday in that 2-2 draw. Every good performance makes him more expensive.
Spurs are clearly desperate for defensive reinforcements, but Brighton will not be bullied into a sale. Mark my words.
Quick ones now. Ismael Saibari, PSV striker, scored for Morocco against Brazil yesterday. Bayern Munich want him, but that goal has just made him significantly more expensive. Bild reporting the price is going to rocket.
Another World Cup performance hiking a transfer fee. This is exactly what clubs fear when they want to do deals during the tournament.
Roma want Mason Greenwood for 35 million from Marseille. They're prepared to include a sell-on clause to sweeten the deal. Greenwood has been brilliant at Marseille, and Roma clearly believe they can get the best years out of him.
Big move for Greenwood if it happens. Back in the spotlight, back in a major European league.
And a couple of Manchester United ones to finish. Ederson, the Brazilian midfielder from Atalanta, was reportedly due to have his medical at Old Trafford on Sunday. That one is basically done.
And this is an interesting one. Ruben Amorim, who United sacked back in January, could be heading to AC Milan. And if he takes the job, United could save a significant chunk of that £15.9 million compensation package.
So United sacked him. He potentially walks into one of Europe's biggest jobs, and United get a financial bonus out of it. Football is wild.
Only at Manchester United. Right, that is EP008 done. What a day yesterday was for the World Cup. Germany, 7-1. Ahmad's last gasp winner. Japan's dramatic equaliser. Sweden on fire.
Day 4 delivered. If the rest of the group stage is anything like this week, we are in for an absolute treat of a tournament.
Don't forget to subscribe, leave us a review, and we'll be back tomorrow with more World Cup reaction and transfers.
See you tomorrow on Sportybleather, the Golden Boot.